Now, Good Morning Northwest, a deadly shooting at a Texas mall. What we know about who's responsible and about the shooting scene's proximity to another deadly shooting.
We're going to have a very agreeable day today when it comes to the weather, but do you know where your snowblower is? Oh, yeah. We've got some of that coming our way. We'll talk about that.
And Camp Hope is shrinking again. How many people are still staying at the homeless camp in East Spokane, and what's keeping them there? We'll have a live report. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Glad you're with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Derek Dice. It is Thursday, February the 16th. Mark Peterson is here with a look at that first alert forecast. We've got a bit of a chilly start, but it's nothing compared to what's coming next week.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about some winter weather that comes in during the winter season. But right now, it's cold. Coeur d'Alene, you're at 19 degrees. We're sitting at 24. So we're going to dress appropriately as we head out, okay? Multiple layers. You can drop some of those this afternoon because we have more sunshine today. High's going to be in the lower 40s. Clouds move in tonight. And then those big changes coming in next week in the form of winter. 16 currently in Meade, 20 into Deer Park, 22 downtown. Winds are relatively light, but again, you want to dress appropriately as you head out. As we look at what we can expect now for today, it's going to be, well, if you're heading over to the west side, you're going to see some rain into Seattle and mountain snows, northern Cascades for the most part. For us, it's going to be, again, variable clouds, sunshine, temperatures warming to 43 degrees, clouds coming in tonight, and then we'll be cloudy for the next couple of days.
This morning, we hope to learn the identities of the men accused of killing one person and injuring 3 others at an El Paso shopping mall.
Right now, authorities are trying to determine a possible motive in this shooting. Sydney Charles is live at the Breaking Now desk, tracking all the latest details here.
That's right. We do not know the identities of these men, but we do know that 2 men are in custody following that mass shooting in Texas. 1 person is dead and 3 other people are injured. And this morning, the University Medical Center of El Paso told CNN that 2 of the people shot remain in critical condition. The 3rd person injured was also hospitalized, but their condition is unknown. Investigators say shots rang out near the food court in the Cielo Vista Mall yesterday evening. An off-duty officer who was working security at the time got to the scene within minutes and arrested a person.
Great deal of credit needs to go out to the off-duty officer that was able to get one of these individuals in custody in a very quick amount of time.
Surveillance video from a bar inside the mall captured more than a dozen people running away from the sound of gunshots. According to the El Paso police chief, all 4 people shot were men. And the shooting happened right across from a Walmart where 23 people were killed in a racist attack targeting the Latinx community in 2019. And coming up in 30 minutes, an update on another mass shooting in Michigan where 3 people were killed and 5 others injured. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Sydney, thank you. Breaking news now on the Ohio train derailment this morning. The head of the EPA is traveling to eastern Ohio today amid growing fears about contamination.
Some residents voicing outrage as the train company reports threats being made against its employees. 2 weeks ago, a Norfolk Southern train carrying a number of chemicals, including an estimated 1 million pounds of vinyl chloride, a chemical used to make plastic, derailed, causing a fire that burned for days. Hazmat crews even carried out a controlled explosion. Some people are reporting sore throats, burning eyes, vomiting, and other symptoms, while local officials report thousands of fish have died in local waterways. State officials say that water is now safe. ABC's Alex Perche spoke to Ohio Governor Mike DeWine.
Have residents that say they can smell something in the air, and because of that, it's hard for them to believe what's on the gas monitors. What would you say to them?
The only thing we can do is simply tell them what the scientists tell us, and that is that the smell can linger and be there long after when there's no discernible problem with the air.
Norfolk Southern, which declined to send representatives to a town hall meeting due to threats against its employees, is now facing a class action lawsuit, which claimed the train derailment released chemical weapons into the community. The company did not immediately comment on that lawsuit.
Spokane's Major Crimes Unit is investigating a suspicious death. Around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, officers found a woman dead in Hilliard near the corner of North Regal and East Diamond. Because of the way she looked, officers believe a crime could have been committed. The medical examiner will identify that woman and her cause of death. Well, the number of people living at Camp Hope continues to get smaller. The Department of Transportation says there are now just over 100 people at the camp.
Even as Camp Hope shrinks, there are still state and local efforts to curb homelessness and get people indoors. Destiny Richards is live downtown at City Hall with what our city and state leaders are doing.
Well, the Department of Transportation says as of Monday, 62 people have made the transition to Catholic Charities' Catalyst facility, which according to them can house at least 100 people at full capacity. That's one of several ways Camp Hope is shrinking. The DOT reports 108 people living at the camp right now, 20 people fewer than last week. Crews also moved the fencing around Camp Hope 45 feet inward from 2nd Avenue, and 2 other RVs were removed from the northern lot of the camp 9 days ago. Work also continues to remove garbage from the camp. Washington Department of Transportation says while Camp Hope shrinkage is encouraging, more work lies ahead to ensure residents get the support and best chance to be successful moving inside. While those who have left moved off-site or found other lodging options, residents who remain may still have multiple challenges or barriers to permanent housing. In the most recent point-in-time count, the city of Spokane counted 1,757 people experiencing homelessness on a single night in February, with 823 people living outside. And while outreach groups continue to find housing solutions for people living at Camp Hope, Spokane City Council meets today at 11 here at City Hall to discuss a new city approach to tackling homelessness. Well, we know about that special meeting coming up later this hour. Live in downtown Spokane, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
You know, when we say just over 100 people living there now, remember just a few months ago, it was over 600 that were there.
It is now 6:05.
All right, we're going to send things back over to Mark Peterson, taking a look at those paths. How's Stevens doing today?
Stevens Path's doing okay.
Yay,
Traction tires advised.
Okay.
As always. But Snoqualmie Pass is in pretty good shape. Lookout Pass, everything is going good. That's all going to change come Saturday night and Sunday. We're going to have a check of your forecast coming up.
Another search for classified documents tied to President Biden, where the FBI conducted this latest search right after the break.
And in a few hours, we'll get an update on the mass shooting on the campus of Michigan State University. Coming up later here on Good Morning Northwest, what we're expecting and the words from the school's iconic basketball coach about the tragedy on his campus.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
For over 6 decades. First, as the Spokane Guild School. Now as Joya, we have been providing care that is second to none. Now, we have a building to match. Joya, every child is limitless.
My name is Liz, and I've worked here for about 34 years. I have a real passion for design. I love the whole process from beginning to end. It just makes me really happy to see the completely done, reinvented space. I think it's a hugely important part. I don't generally just design and then never see it from people again. I just want to create that relationship. It's really important. A strong bond and strong relationship with people to continue on and then help them down the road. So it's a huge part for me.
Over the thousands of personal injury cases we've won for our clients, often the person who was injured hesitates to get a lawyer at first for fear of hurting the at-fault party.
Don't wait to call Craig Swap & Associates. Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
This February, fall in love with a fun new ride from Findlay Downtown Toyota. And treat yourself to great financing, plus super trade-in values when you upgrade your vehicle in 2023 from Findlay.
Tooele Casino is all about having fun. We have over 300 gaming machines and are always adding new ones. You could win your share of $6,000 cash. And one lucky winner will receive this 2023 Can-Am Commander. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, February 25th. Tooele Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, jackpots, food, sports betting, live table games, and fun. Learn more at ChuilaCasino.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Chuila Casino.
All right, welcome back. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. The FBI has reportedly searched the University of Delaware in connection with the investigation into President Joe Biden's handling of classified documents.
A source familiar with the investigation said the searches were conducted in recent weeks with the consent and cooperation of the president's legal team. Investigators took materials from 2 university locations on 2 different days. According to that source, the materials did not appear to have classified markings, but are being reviewed by the FBI. Agents have searched several locations for classified documents, including Biden's 2 homes in Delaware.
People driving cars not made by Tesla are going to be able to make use of Tesla's charging network. The White House now says Tesla has agreed to make about 7,500 of its charging locations available to non-Tesla electric vehicles. The changes are expected to be in place by the end of next year.
A Boeing 747 configured as a private VIP jet is being scrapped after having spent just 30 hours in service over 16 flights. The aircraft, originally intended for a Saudi royal, sat on the ground for almost 10 years at an airport at the border between France, Switzerland, and Germany. There, it was meant to be fitted with a lavish interior, but that never happened. And after failing to find a new buyer, the plane was eventually flown to Pinal Air Park in Arizona, an aircraft boneyard where retired planes get stripped for parts or stored indefinitely.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. 10-second takeaway before you now. It's a chilly start to the day. Temperatures in the teens and low 20s. Layers and sunglasses will be needed. We'll see some sunshine today. Our high will be an above average 43.
We want to celebrate achievements during Black History Month and also recognize challenges, especially health disparities in our Black community.
Yeah, according to local data, more than 14% of African Americans in Spokane County do not have health insurance. That's higher than all other racial groups and nearly twice the average for all adults in the county. Curtis Robinson, who's now serving a 2nd term as president of the NAACP in Spokane, tries to help the community achieve health care equality. He says this disparity is not surprising to him.
Our Black American family has been over penalized, addressed by violence with law enforcement, and underrepresented when it comes to benefit from the system. So it only makes sense that now this next extra layer is being uncovered about where there's more disproportionality at.
In order to reduce that healthcare disparity, the NAACP has partnered with other local organizations to direct families to ways to get insured. If you're looking for more information on local healthcare resources, you can find it by going to our website. That's KXLY.com. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:11.
Washington is looking at a major recycling push. Coming up, the changes lawmakers in Olympia are considering that would greatly reduce waste, and who would be responsible for a large part of that?
And a big chunk of Oregon becoming part of Idaho? Who's moving forward with talks of moving the state lines west, and how far that border would actually go?
It's a special month, and a special month to put a smile on someone's face. Brighten the day of someone you know with flowers from Peters & Sons Florist. Say Happy Valentine's Day with a fresh arrangement of flowers. Call or click today. Peters & Sons Florist.
It's a February 4-wheel drive sale this week at Cal.
Where for 4 days only, Cal is dropping the prices on 4-wheel drives. Plus, giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in.
So you can get a new vehicle in the new year from Cal.
It's February here at Mainstream, and that means you can stay warm with our February Furnace Special, where you can fall in love with a free furnace when you purchase a new air conditioning unit. Let us provide your family with comfort and happiness this February. Call or visit Mainstream to find out more.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we are offering a sweetheart of a deal by aggressively lowering prices to sell them fast. Plus, offering delayed payments until April 1st, so you don't have to wait for your new vehicle. This week at Dishman.
What happened there, Lucky Charm?
Hey, you're still up $400.
Yeah, but I did lose that one.
Well, maybe if you stop hitting 19. And while you're at it, put on your game face.
That's a good idea. How's this?
Just looks like your regular face.
There's a gleam in my eye.
What gleam? Hey, Brooke, do you see a gleam?
I have not seen a gleam since 19...
This is about more than just tractors. These are people's lives we're talking about here.
When I'm on my Kubota, everything goes away. It's my therapy.
Okay, guys, we need to get this part ordered for Rick's tractor immediately.
Heck, they don't treat people as customers. They treat people like family.
As temperatures rise,
These vehicles are red hot.
at our sizzling summer sale at Wendell Ford,
You know, it's February, right?
the lake is calling.
And the incentives are heating up.
Dip into great financing options now.
0% financing for 36 months on
Escape,
Edge,
Explorer.
and the powerful F-150 with our best selection in almost 2 years.
Wendell is always ahead of the season. It's our sizzling summer sale. Wendell Ford at the Y on North Division.
Drive for generations.
Horrific crimes like the murders in Moscow stay with us and can change how we act, how we parent, and how we live day to day. What can you do when those underlying fears become overwhelming? 4 News Now is getting answers tonight at 6.
It's a special month and a special month to put a smile on someone's face. Brighten the day of someone you know with flowers from Peters & Sons Florist. Say Happy Valentine's Day with a fresh arrangement of flowers. Call or click today. Peters & Sons Florist.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tony Award-winning Best Musical, Dear Evan Hansen.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's now 6:15. The Washington Recycling and Packaging Act, if passed, would standardize recycling and waste management across the state. It would require businesses that package and distribute items to be a lot more involved in how the package itself is thrown away. And it would better define what goes in the recycling bin and what goes in the trash. These are just a few of the things the bill could do if passed. It would increase the access to convenient or affordable curbside recycling, making sure those who live in rural areas or multifamily homes have access to recycling. If a business makes a product, it would be responsible for making packaging reusable, recyclable, or compostable, and make it easy for people to understand what goes in the trash and what goes in the recycle bin. If passed, the bill would also require a 10-cent container fee for bottled beverages to be refunded by distributors once the bottle is given back to be recycled. If the program sounds familiar, well, that's because Oregon has had it since the 70s. And this whole thing was widely debated in a public hearing yesterday.
Curbside programs are established, successful, and popular. The bottle bill may make sense today in Washington state, or in a state where curbside recycling rate is low, but not in Washington state.
As you know, this is a bill that has been strongly supported by a coalition of environmental groups and also municipalities. And it is an environmental priority.
If this bill passes, it would have staged rollout, with some parts going into effect as late as 2031. Right now, both the House bill and its companion Senate bill are still in committee. We'll continue following this and keep you updated on changes.
A measure to begin having the conversation of moving the Idaho-Oregon border west to right around Bend was approved in the Idaho State House and now heads to the Senate for a vote. According to greateridaho.org, take a look at this map. The proposal would incorporate all or part of 17 Oregon counties into Idaho. Now, it's important to note here that even if it passes the Idaho Senate, lawmakers in Oregon would also have to approve their own measure to begin the process. As of now, it still has not made it out of committee. People in Oregon who support moving the border say they don't have a voice in Oregon government and say they'd fit better under Idaho's laws. Idaho would be huge.
Sure would.
Under this proposal.
About the size of Texas. Don't mess with Idaho.
Don't make it bigger than Montana. That's all I ask.
I'm sure, yes.
Cold in Montana.
Cold in
Speaking
Montana.
of.
Getting colder here, but not just yet. It's still cold. Chilly. Call it a chilly morning. Let's take a look. All right, so yeah, we have Kalispell 3 degrees. You've got temperatures down to 9 in Missoula, 19 into Colville, 22 Moses Lake. Those are the current conditions. Now, we have a little bit of wind out there. So in Iona, it feels like 14. Newport feels like 14. Deer Park, 15. So teens all over the place. Winthrop feels like 16, which is one of the warmest mornings they've had in a while. 43 will be our high today in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We're going to have sunshine. We're going to have some clouds that are going to be moving in later on today. Overnight, with the cloud cover, we'll stay at about 30 degrees, so warmer than what we currently have, and it'll be a milder start. We look at what's going on, have a lot of energy into the West Coast, starting to make its way up. The Puget Sound's going to have some rain today, where they had a beautiful sunny day yesterday. It's going to go up and then come back around. So we look at the 72-hour forecast. Washington right in the middle of your screen. So we do see that starting to make inroads. That cold front comes down, bringing with it snow into the higher elevations. That's going to be an event that will go on not only Friday, but into Saturday. We'll see another round of snow into those higher elevations. Then we start seeing that low change directions. Arctic air starts pushing it south. That's going to be the snow that moves into our area. Now, Monday, we could see that as rain in the lower elevations and snow into the mountains. But by Tuesday, we're expecting to see snow all the way to the valley floor. So we're sitting into the mid-40s for our highs today. 43 officially, 43 into Cheney. Meade, you'll be at 41. Deer Park, one of the cool spots at 38. 39 into Spirit Lake. And again, those low to mid-40s throughout much of North Idaho, as it currently sits. So we look at what we can expect in our planning forecast. We're going to have those low 40s all the way through Saturday, bearing in mind that 40 is an average high this time of year. It'll be above average all the way into Monday. But we start to see that system that's sitting up into Canada make its way down, rain in the valley, snow into the mountains, 44 Monday. Look at Tuesday, a possible alert day. We're still tracking, and there's still lots of time between here and there, but 2 to 6 inches of snow. That'd be Tuesday morning. So that'd be Monday night into Tuesday, having a snow event, a winter storm push through the area. And then Wednesday, still about a 50% chance of snow, 26, and the temperatures continue to fall off of that, and we'll be into the teens for daytime highs when it gets to Thursday of next week.
So the snow's going to stick around.
Snow's going to stick around again. So again, snow shovels and snow blowers and such. They'll make sure that they're working this weekend.
I want to go on a tropical vacation, but I'm not.
You have time.
But I'm not. I'll be here. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Now, 6:20, the Husky football team was set to face Ohio State twice in the coming years. Why the Buckeyes have backed out.
And Gonzaga women's basketball coach Lisa Fortier still in the running for Naismith Coach of the Year. Her outstanding credentials and what's next for her team after the break. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on this Thursday morning. We'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Click-It RV Northside Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you liked and build it, price it, and click it. Or come to our huge selection, from travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes. The huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee only at Click-It RV and ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click-It RV.
Kylie and I are excited to show you the rugged good looks and adventurous spirit of this all-new Subaru Outback.
It has a roomy interior and almost 9 inches of ground clearance that make on- or off-road driving fun.
Plus, Subaru's legendary safety features like symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology.
Visit ParkerSubaru.com or drop by the dealership to learn why Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 8 years running.
Right now, it's the Subaru Share the Love event. Visit Parker Subaru in Coeur d'Alene.
Over the thousands of personal injury cases we've won for our clients, often the person who is injured hesitates to get a lawyer at first for fear of hurting the at-fault party. The truth is, their insurance company is already making a case to keep you from getting compensated.
If you've been seriously injured, don't wait to call Craig Swap & Associates. We'll only represent your interests so you can recover physically and financially. Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
Granite Concepts brings your vision of new countertops to life in 5 easy steps. 1. Preview over 150 slabs on our website, then in person. 2. We'll professionally laser template your project. 3. We'll design your countertop by digitally plotting the most beautiful areas from your hand-selected slab. 4. We'll precision cut a perfect fit and customize with one of a variety of edge profiles. And 5. We'll immaculately install your new countertops in less than a day. Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
Sean McHale, everybody! And he's bringing a furry friend.
here's a fun fact. They can't really see.
This is the best kind of date. I look great.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Julian Minensom. The University of Washington football games against Ohio State, scheduled for 2024 and 2025, have been canceled. The Buckeyes informed Washington they will no longer be playing those games. Ohio State will be responsible for a $500,000 penalty under the terms of the contract. These games were set to be played in 2024 in Seattle and in 2025 in Columbus. Washington is already in the process and looking for another opponent. Gonzaga head coach Lisa Fortier was one of 15 candidates for the Naismith Coach of the Year award. Fortier has led the Bulldogs to a 23-3 record. It's Fortier's 8th 20-win season. It includes victories over powerhouses like Louisville and Tennessee. The winner for the Naismith Coach of the Year will be announced on March 29th. But first, Gonzaga has a date against Pacific at 6 o'clock tonight from the Kennel. Eastern Washington men's basketball is the hottest team in the country right now. The Eagles have won an NCAA best 15 straight games. They'll look to make it 16 when the Eagles host Northern Arizona at 6 o'clock tonight. And that'll wrap us up for Morning Sports.
Well, a first-time hockey fan became a local legend after the crowd in Detroit became smitten with him over the Jumbotron.
Yeah, legendary. Take a look. During a break in action at Little Caesars Arena, the cameraman turned the camera to the crowd and caught that guy. 4-year-old George enjoying his first Red Wings game ever. The arena's cheers got louder and louder every time he appeared. The Red Wings would later share the video on social media, got more than 2 million views. His mom later posted thanking supporters and telling them George says he loves the Red team.
Yeah.
The best part, go ahead, talk about it, because I love it.
They kept panning to, it's a Red Wings game, right? So they would show like somebody from the Vancouver Canucks fan and everybody would boo.
They would boo.
And then they would go back to George and everybody would cheer raucously. So it's pretty great. And the looks on his face are just so hilarious.
Precious. It's so great. It is now 6:25.
All right, Destiny Richards is live with an update on Camp Hope this morning.
Even as Camp Hope shrinks, homelessness continues to be an issue in our community. Coming up, how a special meeting with city leaders hopes to address this.
And the new details emerging about the man accused of shooting 8 people at Michigan State University. As we go to a break, here's your first look at what's ahead on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, spring break danger.
We didn't know the dangers.
Linda and Dave Murray losing their 13-year-old daughter Cassidy in a tubing accident in Aruba last March. A day before they were scheduled to go home, Cassidy wanted to go tubing. Cassidy, her dad, and the driver heading out on the water.
5 minutes into the ride, Cassidy got ejected into the water.
The boat hitting Cassidy. David says the driver froze before helping him get his daughter back to shore.
It's coming up on almost a year since she passed. Since day one, our goal has always been to create awareness to prevent another family from going through this.
And we'll have more of our interview, plus the expert tips to keep you and your loved ones safe on spring break. And it's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Numbers move you, but some can stop you in your tracks, like the tens of thousands of people who were diagnosed with certain HPV-related cancers. For most people, HPV clears on its own, but for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers. Gardasil 9 is a vaccine given to adults through age 45 that can help protect against certain diseases caused by HPV, including cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back of mouth cancers and genital warts. Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone and does not treat cancer or HPV infection. Your doctor may recommend screening for certain HPV-related cancers. Women still need routine cervical cancer screenings. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you've had an allergic reaction to the vaccine, its ingredients, or are allergic to yeast. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system, are pregnant, or plan to be. The most common side effects include injection site reactions, headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, tiredness, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore throat. Fainting can also happen. Help protect what counts. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about Gardasil 9.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. 4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely.
The President's Day sale is on this holiday weekend at More Furniture for Less.
Right now is a great time to find amazing pricing store-wide on the furniture you need for every room in your home.
Our newest 2023 styles have arrived and are all on sale.
Our most popular styles are in stock and on sale.
Visit More Furniture for Less this President's Day weekend to get the furniture you've been waiting for at incredible values.
Preview all sales specials online at morefurniture.com.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest indoor air quality specialist. With a 12,000 square foot warehouse of filters, you are sure to find what you need for your commercial, industrial, or manufacturing needs.
I recommend working with PFP because they have the product that I need.
PFP's high quality products can assist in eliminating airborne contaminants. PFP can size UV light to your system to disinfect the air to keep it clean and safe.
I recommend PFP because of their service, the quality of their product, and I'll keep coming back.
Call or come in and talk to one of our certified air filtration specialists.
Winter weather means hazardous driving conditions. If you must travel, follow these guidelines to keep everyone safe. Slow down and keep a safe following distance. Use traction tires. Give snow and emergency vehicles the right of way. Carry an emergency kit. Brought to you by Lakes, Worley, Post Falls, and Eastside Highway Districts.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
All right, we're taking a look at some of the stories making waves online this morning in the 4 News Now Story Tracker.
Spokane Valley Fire Chief Frank Soto Jr. thanked voters on Twitter for approving the renewal of a $20 million fire department levy. If it was not approved, the department would have been forced to lay off more than 60 people.
And we hope to learn more today about a suspicious death in Hilliard being investigated by Spokane Police's Major Crimes Unit. Around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, officers found a woman dead near the corner of North Regal and East Diamond. And because of the way she looked, officers believed a crime could have been committed here. The medical examiner will identify that woman and her cause of death. Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. Welcome to your Thursday, February 16th. Let's check in with Mark in that first alert forecast.
25 minutes before official sunrise, 6:54 officially. We do have some blue sky on the horizon, a little bit of cloud cover above us. That little bit of cloud cover keeping us in the mid-20s, where it's clear over Coeur d'Alene. They're sitting at 19 degrees as we start this day. Here's your 4 things to set your Thursday on. We will see sunshine today. We will see highs into the lower 40s. But clouds are going to move in tonight, and we're going to see cloud cover for Friday, Saturday. But big changes are coming next week as winter weather returns to the Pacific Northwest, including Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 16 in Meade right now, 23 downtown, 24 into Post Falls. So yeah, it's chilly. Here's our forecast for the day. We're going to see those temperatures by 10 o'clock, a lot like yesterday. We're going to be at the freezing mark, and then we're going to have temperatures in the low to mid 40s, depending on where you are. That's going to be throughout much of the afternoon and mostly sunny skies at times.
Camp Hope is getting smaller. The Department of Transportation reports 20 people left just last week, with just more than 100 people left at the camp in East Spokane.
The DOT says a lack of housing options continue to be a barrier for the people still living at the camp. Destiny Richards is live at City Hall with the latest on addressing homelessness in our city.
While the Washington Department of Transportation says smaller numbers at Camp Hope are encouraging, it still believes there's much work to be done. And today at a special meeting here at City Hall, Spokane city leaders have plans to discuss a new approach to tackling the homeless and housing crisis here in the city. Now, Spokane City Council is meeting at 11 today, and according to the agenda, there are plans to establish a regional collaborative effort to effectively manage homelessness and its impacts in the Spokane region. Goals include bringing the community together around this critical issue, depoliticizing regional homelessness operational and funding decisions, and integrating and coordinating management, data, services, facilities, and financial resources to address homelessness in an efficient and strategic manner. City leaders are adopting a 90-day due diligence period to focus on this. And while it is a closed-door special meeting, in a joint statement, Spokane city leaders say there are plans to have community input during this 90-day period through public public forums and a website. And you can go to our website, KXLY.com, for the full agenda to get more information. And we'll also be following this today and have more for you at 5 and 6 here on 4 News Now. But for now, reporting live in downtown Spokane, Desi Richards, 4 News Now.
And from the Breaking Now desk, in about 30 minutes, Michigan State University will provide an update on the mass shooting that killed 3 students and injured 5 others after a gunman opened fire at 2 locations on the university's main campus earlier this week. This comes as students and community members at MSU held a vigil yesterday in honor of the 3 students killed. These are photos of the event posted last night from the university's official account. And as you can see, thousands of people were there in support.
Our hearts are heavy. Our loss has been great. Our lives have been permanently changed.
We shouldn't have to live like this. We are the only country in the world where guns are the #1 killer of young people.
Other Michigan students channeled their grief into protest by gathering at the Capitol in Lansing to urge gun reform. And new details are emerging about Anthony McCray, the man accused of committing this crime. According to a source familiar with the investigation, McCray had a 2-page note in his backpack referencing other targets. The list reportedly included a warehouse, an employment agency, a discount store, a church, and a fast food restaurant. Officials say the note does not say why they are targets or list grievances, but it does include names and addresses. They said the note begins with McCray introducing himself as the leader of a group of 20 killers, saying that he will be shooting up MSU and that another team will, quote, finish off the city of Lansing. Police are still looking into what connection the shooter may have had to these locations. So far, they haven't been able to make a connection between McCray and Michigan State University, saying he never attended the university or worked there. And starting today, MSU is set to resume its standard operations, but classes are still canceled until Monday, February 20th. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
The 19-year-old man who killed 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket is back in court today to face more charges, including federal hate crimes.
He was sentenced yesterday to life in prison without parole. And during victim impact statements, a man charged at him. Take a look.
We love our kids. We never go in those neighborhoods and take people out. Don't do it.
The shooter there, Peyton Gendron, was rushed out of the room. When he returned to the courtroom, he apologized to the families.
I'm very sorry for stealing the lives of your loved ones. I cannot express how much I regret all the decisions I made leading up to my actions on May 14th. I did a terrible thing that day.
His life sentence is the maximum sentence possible in state court. Now, Gendron faces 27 federal charges for last year's shooting, and those could result in the death penalty.
More than 6 million American children are at risk of losing their health care coverage, according to a new report published Wednesday by the Georgetown Center for Children and Families. It says that by this spring, as many as 6.7 million children could lose their coverage through Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, once states restart their reviews of recipients' eligibility. Here, that program is known as Washington Apple Health. Medicaid enrollment ballooned during the pandemic thanks to an early COVID-19 pandemic relief provision passed by Congress that barred states from involuntarily disenrolling beneficiaries. But lawmakers voted to end that continuous enrollment provision, freeing states to start releasing ineligible recipients on April 1st.
Well, a bill to outlaw gender-affirming health care for minors is one step closer to becoming law in Idaho. If approved, it would make it a felony for physicians to provide hormone blockers, hormone treatment, or gender-affirming surgeries to transgender youth. The bill passed the House on a near-party line, with one Republican voting against it. Supporters of the bill acknowledge these surgeries are not being performed in the state, but say puberty blockers and hormone treatment could cause permanent harm to children. Opponents say transgender youth already self-harm and take their own lives at very high rates, and this bill is only going to throw gasoline on the problem. The bill now heads to the Senate for a vote. All right, good morning, Northwest time. It's now 6:37.
Mark is back and ready to roll with your forecast. I'm not liking the looks of this whole thing right there.
Well, we're talking about today, tomorrow being rather pleasant and nice. We are emphasizing next week's changes. Arctic air mass coming in. Temperatures will be very cold into the teens for the daytime highs. Middle and end of next week, we're going to have a check of that and your weekend forecast coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Immune boosting supplements, gummies, protein powders, body and beauty care, vitamins, minerals, and more. Keep it natural and local. Save 35% throughout the natural living department this Saturday at all Huckleberry's natural markets.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Chihuahua Casino is all about having fun. We have over 300 gaming machines and are always adding new ones. You could win your share of $6,000 cash. And one lucky winner will receive this 2023 Can-Am Commander. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, February 25th. Chihuahua Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, jackpots, food, sports betting, live table games, and fun. Learn more at ChihuahuaCasino.com.
Horrific crimes like the murders in Moscow stay with us and can change how we act, how we parent, and how we live day to day. What can you do when those underlying fears become overwhelming? 4 News Now is getting answers tonight at 6.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we are offering a sweetheart of a deal by aggressively lowering prices to sell them fast. Plus, offering delayed payments until April 1st, so you don't have to wait for your new vehicle. This week at Dishman.
It's the President's Day holiday sales event at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores. Save big on over $15 million of overstock furniture for every room in your home.
Plus, no money down financing this week at Walker's.
The wait is over and the Spokane Home and Yard Show is back. Join us February 23rd through 26th at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center, presented by Jim Custer Enterprises.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Immune boosting supplements, gummies, protein powders, body and beauty care, vitamins, minerals, and more. Keep it natural and local. Save 35% throughout the natural living department this Saturday at all Huckleberry's natural markets.
It's now 6:40. The overdose reversal drug naloxone, also known as Narcan, could soon be available in vending machines, convenience stores, and even supermarkets.
An FDA advisory committee unanimously voted to make it more available to the public to save the lives of people who have overdosed on opioids like fentanyl and morphine. The national opioid crisis kills more than 100,000 people every year. Narcan is already available in pharmacies without a prescription, but not all pharmacies carry it, and those that do have it kept behind the counter, which can be a deterrent for some people who are afraid of the stigma over asking for it. There's also a push for a product that's easy and intuitive to use in an emergency situation.
Opiate overdoses are often witnessed by a family member or friend who has had no contact with a healthcare practitioner or harm reduction group. And that is why it is imperative to develop a naloxone product that can be used without training.
And the FDA will make that final decision in the next few weeks.
6:41, time for the 10-second takeaway. Get you ready for this Thursday. It's a chilly morning, no doubt about it. So wear some layers out there. And we're going to see some sunshine as well. Today's high, a little above average, 43 degrees.
A federal sex trafficking investigation will not lead to charges against Florida Representative Matt Gaetz. That is according to a source close to the investigation. And that investigation into the Republican congressman started in 2020. He was accused of violating federal law by paying for sex, including with minors. He has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. In September, prosecutors working on the case recommended against charging Gaetz. But according to the source, the final decision came from senior Justice Department officials. Our time's now 6:42.
All right, we'll have a full check of that forecast with Mark Peterson coming up right after the break. It's about to get cold next week. Don't go away.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Immune-boosting supplements, gummies, protein powders, body and beauty care, vitamins, minerals, and more. Keep it natural and local. Save 35% throughout the Natural Living Department this Saturday at all Huckleberry's Natural Markets.
This is about more than just tractors. These are people's lives we're talking about here.
When I'm on my Kubota, everything goes away. It's my therapy.
Okay, guys, we need to get this part ordered for Rick's tractor immediately.
Heck, they don't treat people as customers. They treat people like family.
It's a February four-wheel drive sale this week at Cal.
Where for 4 days only, Cal is dropping the prices on four-wheel drives. Plus, giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in.
So you can get a new vehicle in the new year from Cal.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
This February, fall in love with a fun new ride from Findlay Downtown Toyota. And treat yourself to great financing, plus super trade-in values when you upgrade your vehicle in 2023 from Findlay.
My name is Jennifer, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2015. Getting a cancer diagnosis is literally like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. When I'm at Summit Cancer Centers, I feel like they're kind of part of my family in a sense. They've always had my best interests in mind, so I'm actually very hopeful for the future. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors. 24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
Immune-boosting supplements, gummies, protein powders, body and beauty care, vitamins, minerals, and more. Keep it natural and local. Save 35% throughout the Natural Living Department this Saturday at all Huckleberry's Natural Markets.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pape Machinery.
It's now 7:15. A Black Hawk helicopter crash killed 2 National Guard members in Huntsville, Alabama.
According to witnesses, the heroic actions of the pilot likely saved lives on the ground. Here's ABC's Ika Jachi with the story.
Looking up in the air, saw the helicopter go over our head, and bam, we heard it hit. We saw it hit the ground, and it exploded.
Tammy Adams watched as the Black Hawk helicopter plunged to the ground near Huntsville, Alabama, killing 2 members of the Tennessee National Guard.
I just hollered, my Lord, my God, because nobody could have survived that.
Security video captured the chopper falling out of the sky.
It's crazy.
The Black Hawk soon engulfed in flames on a local highway. Authorities say the 2 National Guard members were on a training mission. No one else was on board.
It didn't sound like a normal, I guess, motor or engine or anything running. It sounded like it was sick, if you want to put it that way. And then next thing you know, when I was unlocked the door,
The investigation into the crash is in the very early stages, but one witness calls the helicopter pilot a hero. She tells AL.com the pilot appeared to maneuver around a neighborhood just before the crash, possibly to avoid casualties on the ground, saying the pilot probably saved a lot of lives. However he did it, he probably saved our subdivision. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
4 University of Idaho students were murdered where they should have been safe. The crime has impacted parents across the inland Northwest, and for some, it's changed the way they view safety with their kids. From calls to police following the murders to added security cameras, the reactions have been varied. We sat down with a Spokane mom of 3 to hear about the safety changes she's made for her college-aged kids.
Just think anytime that something happens to a child, no matter the age, and you're a new mom, that's your worst nightmare.
We'll show you how far local moms are going to protect their kids and healthy ways to cope when those underlying fears become overwhelming. Watch this special report from our Kirsten O'Connor tonight on 4 News Now at 6.
Here's your live look. Official sunrise. What, we're about 8 minutes away, you say?
6:55.
But it looks like it's up already. Look at that beautiful, beautiful sight.
Those days are getting longer.
Here comes the sun. Doo-doo. But it's not going to be up there for long. I mean, it's going to be up there for long, but it's going to be cloudy tomorrow and the next day, so enjoy it today. The wind's going to be light, 5-10 miles an hour, putting a little bit of a wind chill in there. Tonight with that cloud cover, we're going to be down to 30 degrees, so it's going to be a mild start tomorrow. We've got some frost on those windshields this morning, no doubt about it. Heavy winter weather as we look at areas south of Wisconsin into Minnesota. In the southern borders, they're getting quite a bit of snow and heavy winds and record warmth. I mean, temperatures going to be in the 80s and 90s. Parts of Texas, I believe they got up to 96 degrees. More importantly, West Yellowstone National Park, 22 below zero. Coldest spot in the country. So we look at what we can expect over the next 4 days. The Pacific Northwest, the West Coast right now in pretty good shape. We're going to see things change a little bit as the low goes up and down through Canada back into our area. So Saturday morning, mountain snows. Not a ton, 1 to 2 inches really over, say, Lookout Pass. We're going to see this continue to be another event on Sunday into Monday. So that's going to start stacking up. That's higher elevations. That will start making its way into our part of the world, and that's going to happen on Monday night, Tuesday. So today's highs into the mid-40s, looking pretty good. The planning forecast, planning on an okay weekend. We're going to have cloud cover temperatures in the low 40s. That's great. Sunday, 42 with a chance of rain in the valley, snow into the mountains. Of course, talked about Monday, but Tuesday, a potential alert day due to 2 to 6 inches of snow potential. It is going to get colder. We are going to see snow. We're not sure about the amounts as yet, but we are sure about how cold it's going to get Wednesday, 26. We look at this, and you can see where we're average. Then the temperatures fall off, and they fall off, and they fall off. And by a week from now, we could be at 13 degrees for our daytime high. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy.
I'm jealous of all those people who are taking tropical vacations about, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Take me with you. It's now 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint's coming up.
All right, thanks so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Thursday morning. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
When you want new carpet, luxury vinyl plank, or hardwood, you need to feel and see it. Hear what people say about the selection at Carpet Barn.
I was thinking, you know, my biggest choice was color. No, there's way more than just choosing color when it comes to carpet.
Their selection is fantastic, and I love the fact that they buy in bulk, and then you get a real good price.
They really know what you want, even if you don't know what you want.
Carpet Barn, designer selection, warehouse prices.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
Alcoholism and drug addiction are very treatable with evidence-based therapies. Colonial Clinic, a Spokane outpatient treatment center, can start patients in treatment the same day they call. We've been solving addiction problems for individuals and their families for over 3 decades. Through closed group therapy, clients advance together with their common experiences toward a healthy lifestyle. We offer addiction treatment, mental health counseling, and now medication-assisted therapy for those who need it. Call for a free consultation. Colonial Clinic. Call today, start treatment tomorrow.
It's February here at Mainstream, and that means you can stay warm with our February Furnace Special, where you can fall in love with a free furnace when you purchase a new air conditioning unit. Let us provide your family with comfort and happiness this February. Call or visit Mainstream to find out more.
It's the President's Day mattress event at Walker's, where this week when you purchase a Serta iComfort or a Beautyrest Black Hybrid, you'll get up to $300 of free furniture plus a $100 prepaid MasterCard with special financing available now this week at Walker's.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the Murphy's Combo Pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Just about 6:53, time to get you ready for your Thursday with the Morning Sprint.
Sydney Charles giving us the latest details in that deadly shooting in El Paso, Texas.
And Mark is here to tell us about a new system heading our way.
But let's get right to Destiny Richards. She's live downtown with details on a special city council meeting focused on a new approach to homelessness.
That's right. Even as Camp Hope shrinks, there's still a housing and homelessness crisis in our community. That's according to the Washington Department of Transportation, who says 108 people are now reported to be living at Camp Hope as of this week. And as a part of tackling this crisis, the Spokane City Council and other city leaders are expected to meet today at 11 here at City Hall, addressing a new approach to tackling the homelessness and housing crisis in our community. You can see the full agenda in this story on our website, KXLY.com.
All right, good morning, everyone. First Alert Weather, and that First Alert Weather app would be great to have now because you'll need it next week. 19 with a clear sky into Coeur d'Alene. We're sitting at 24 degrees here in Spokane. Temperatures around the region into the mid-20s, really looking pretty good. We look at our forecast for the day over the next 12 hours. We're going to have sunshine today. By 10 o'clock, we should be at freezing and then be into the low 40s throughout much of the afternoon. Once that sun sets, though, it cools off quickly.
Some breaking news on the Ohio train derailment this morning. The head of the EPA is traveling to eastern Ohio today amid growing fears about contamination. 2 weeks ago, the Norfolk Southern train carrying a number of chemicals, including an estimated 1 million pounds of vinyl chloride, that's a chemical used to make plastic, derailed, causing a fire that burned for days. Some people are reporting sore throats, burning eyes, vomiting, and other symptoms, while local officials report thousands of fish have died in local rivers and streams. Norfolk Southern is facing a class action lawsuit which claims the train derailment released chemical weapons into the community.
The Major Crimes Unit is investigating a suspicious death. About 4 o'clock yesterday, Spokane police officers found a woman dead in Hilliard near the corner of North Regal and East Diamond. Because of the way she looked, officers believed a crime could have been committed. The medical examiner will identify that woman and her cause of death.
And 1 person was killed and 3 others were injured in a shooting Wednesday evening at a mall in El Paso, Texas. This morning, 2 men are in custody in connection to that shooting, and authorities are still trying to determine a motive. Investigators say shots rang out near the food court in the Cielo Vista Mall yesterday evening. An off-duty officer who was working security at the time got to the scene within minutes and arrested a person. Details about the victims in critical condition this morning and the suspects in custody is coming up next on Good Morning America.
In a few minutes, Michigan State University will provide an update on that mass shooting that killed 3 students and injured 5 others after a gunman opened fire at 2 different locations on the university's main campus earlier this week. This comes as new details are emerging about the man accused of committing this crime. According to a source familiar with the investigation, Anthony McCrae had a 2-page note in his backpack referencing other targets. Officials say the note does not say why they are targets or list grievances, and police are still looking into what connection McCrae may have had to the locations named in that letter. So far, they haven't been able to make a connection between McCrae and MSU.
The 19-year-old man who killed 10 black people in a Buffalo supermarket is back in court today to face more charges, including federal hate crimes. He was sentenced yesterday to life in prison without parole. His life sentence is the maximum possible in state court. Now, Gendron faces 27 federal charges for last year's shooting.
We want to celebrate achievements during Black History Month, but also recognize challenges. According to local data, more than 14% of African Americans in Spokane County don't have health insurance. That's higher than all other racial groups. Curtis Robinson, who's now serving a 2nd term as president of the NAACP in Spokane, says this disparity is not surprising to him. To read more about what Robinson said about health disparities in Spokane's Black community, you can head to our website at KXLY.com.
A measure to begin having the conversation of moving the Idaho-Oregon border west to right around Bend was approved in the Idaho State House and now heads to the Senate for a vote. According to GreaterIdaho.org, the proposal would incorporate all or part of 17 Oregon counties into Idaho. It's important to note that even if it passed the Idaho Senate, lawmakers in Oregon would also have to approve their own measure to begin the process. As of now, it still has not made it out of committee.
Well, a bill to outlaw gender-affirming health care for minors is one step closer to becoming law in Idaho. If approved, it would make it a felony for physicians to provide hormone blockers, hormone treatment, or gender-affirming surgeries to transgender youth. The bill passed the House on a near-party line with one Republican voting against it. That bill now heads to the Senate for a vote. All right, we'll get a final check of your weather with Mark Peterson right after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Hey, have you seen this TikTok family pairing thing?
Yeah, it's a bunch of settings we can customize.
So
Shauna's parents will be like, okay, so I'm thinking 40 minutes of screen time a day. And Shauna's all like, what? I think 60 is fair. Or you know how Ricky posts those 6 solos? Well, his dad's like, these are sick, but they're only sick for you and your friends. Or you could be like, I'm extending your screen time, son, and your curfew.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries helps you work around that special piece you can't live without. It's the President's Day sale. For a limited time, you can save 30% on everything in the store. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Oh, good morning, everybody. So, sun is now officially up. Well, good morning, sun. How are you? Taking a look at our forecast, we're going to see some sun. There's going to be clouds out there as well. They're all going to get along. We're going to have a high today of 43 degrees. It's what happens as we look at the planning forecast, where over the weekend we see cloud cover. Mountain snows over the weekend, not into the valley. We are going to see some rain fire up Sunday and Monday into the lower elevations, but then snow Tuesday. That will really start coming in Monday night into Tuesday morning for the Tuesday morning commute. So another blast of winter with a possible alert day for Tuesday.
We're going to get interesting.
We're bracing for that Tuesday for sure. All right, thanks for being with us. We'll have updates throughout Good Morning America.